Hey, good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's 7:30 in the morning Pacific time, and yeah, I do have to work today in the next 2.5 hours, so I'll probably be leaving within the next 2 hours to, get to work. But I wanted to come on here and basically do a bit of a little vlog, morning vlog on something that occurred today or was scheduled to occur today for a lot of us. And that is the fact that what was promised, what went through ups and downs just to get finalized and made official, and then notified to a lot of us over the past few days of today being the day it was going to arrive. I'm sure a lot of us have woken up this morning, and besides one of the first things being getting our cup of coffee, a bit of breakfast, getting ourselves situated and ready to get ourselves prepared for the day, whether we're just gonna have to hashtag stay at home, or if we have to go to work because we're part of something essential. I'm sure one of the other first things we did is check our bank accounts, either by looking at them online or calling them up and finding out by seeing it for ourselves or hearing it over the phone that a certain addition has been made to our checking or savings account, if one or the other. That's right, because today's the day that, according to a lot of news outlets, a majority of people that have direct deposit are getting what was promised. Now, getting it the other way is going to take a bit longer, maybe not as much. Hopefully it'll be within the next week or two. But for those of us that have direct deposit, and a majority of us do, this is a moment that we've been waiting for, and for a lot of us it couldn't come at a better time. Now, I know that there are those that are probably thinking, okay, well, if my friend or my family member got their portion that was promised to them along with the rest of us in their account, why isn't mine in there? Because I'm sure there's a lot of us like me, and that we looked at our banks online after last night, after midnight, and saw the addition of that promised portion, if you will, and that probably, by seeing that and notifying our family member and our friends of, hey, look, it's in there, I'm sure that kind of made them want to check their accounts and probably notice that theirs is not in there as of yet, but probably is now. The reason I bring that up is because, of course, I live with family, and my family member was like, okay, let me check my account at my bank, and their portion wasn't in there yet. It wasn't in their account yet. And I had to look this up online because, of course, they were just waking up from being asleep on the couch for a while. So, like any of us that wake up and still are tired or getting tired, brain function is not completely there yet. So, my family member checked their account at their bank, called them up on the phone automatically, and heard that basically nothing was in there. And like I said, I looked this up online to help them out, and I found out that the bank they have is one of the more nationwide banks, not just the smaller banks or medium-sized banks, but more on a nationwide east to coast or east to west, west to east kind of scenario. It's because the bank is all over. That's the reason it's taking so long, because it's not just their checking account that their portion is getting deposited into. Their bank, which is a big bank, like I said, all over the place, has to deposit that portion as well into other accounts as well. Other people are expecting their share of the portion, their share of the pie, if you will. So it has to deposit into their checking accounts as well. So that's why it takes time. And like I said, I looked this up online, and apparently it could take between, depending on your time zone of where you live, it could take between midnight and 7 a.m. in the morning at the latest. Now, of course, the government has set up, the IRS that is, has set up a part of the website, or part of the website that allows you to go on there and, obviously from what I could tell, put in your social security or your tax ID number, your date of birth, your street address, your name, and then I think something else, I think your bank account later on, to try to, see what the status of your payment is, track it down, like see if it's in or it's not in. So for anybody that doesn't have it yet directly deposited, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to try to see what the status is of where it's at. But like I said, today a lot of us, and I'm pretty sure by the end of the day, if not by the end of the week, a lot of us are going to be very happy, very satisfied, because, this is something that obviously we didn't expect to happen. I mean, the last time we've ever been in this, the previous times, I should say, that we've been in situations to where it's like the country is changing and it's like nothing's going to be the same anymore. We need help financially and stuff. We've never had something like this occur. We've never had the government. We've never had the president. Despite how you think about our president, we've never had him or the Congress or the House or anybody come out and say, you know what? People financially are being affected by what's going on. We need to help them. Never once have you had that happen. Not when 9/11 occurred, not when other pandemics, influenzas, sicknesses, diseases have occurred. Never once have we haven't, as far as I know, have we ever had something like this happen. So to have something like this come our way is great in the long run, because a lot of us can really benefit from it. Because there are a lot of us that have families, and we have to have some kind of financial means to pay bills, to provide food, to get gas, get clothes on our families, on ourselves, things like that, as well as have money on the side for extracurricular activities, outside, like go and buy a baseball and a baseball bat and go to a park if there's no one around and play some ball. Who knows? But yeah, it's just a great moment, in my opinion. For me, though, personally, it's not the first time I've had something like this happen. Not on a pandemic level, I'll put it that way. For me personally, I had this, the last time I had something similar to this, like I said, not on this level, not for this reasoning, but the last time I had something like this happen to me was back when I lived in Kansas. It was around early to mid 2000s, and I was getting Social Security at the time, or financial aid, whatever you want to call it. And basically, long story short, I ended up getting a check in the mail. It was for a little bit more than what we got today, but it was a surprise. It was a surprise to the point that when I told my dad, even he was shocked. And we went through all the channels to make sure this wasn't a fraud, this wasn't fake. And we found out at the end that it was legit. So for me, this is like the second time I've had something like this happen, but it's the first time because it was what's going on. The first time was because of the fact that the government, Social Security, if you will, overpaid me, and they owed me. I think they overpaid me, or they did something to where they owed me a certain amount, and it was more than I thought. So yeah. Like I said, though, I know it sounds like I'm not making any sense. It is early, like I said. I just got up a little bit ago, got my cup of coffee here. But like I said, a lot of us are waking up right now, going through our morning routines, and one of the additions we're doing or adding to that morning routine, just for today or for the next few days, is going online or getting on the phone and checking our bank accounts. To see if it's in there. And that's about it. So, but yeah, today I think a lot of us can start celebrating or being happy a little bit, because at least now we have something to provide ourselves and our families with, and be able to have a little bit of fun with in the end. So I just thought I'd come out and talk about that and just get that off my chest. And again, I apologize if I sound like I'm rambling. It is early, and I will talk to y'all later. So until then, God bless, take care. And if you wonder why I was a little silent, my mom got up, so I don't want her saying anything or interrupting. So, but again, just thought I'd get that off my chest and talk to y'all later. God bless, take care. I am out.